Welcome to our series on Ignatian wisdom. Today I'd like to focus on one Jesuit saint who is not that well known, although among Jesuits he is, Saint Alphonsus Rodriguez. He's an interesting story. He was born in Mallorca, off the Spanish coast, the islands there in the Mediterranean, and had a family, had a business. He was a merchant. And then, unfortunately, his wife and his children died in a plague or some other sort of illness. And so he was kind of lost for a while. He attended a Jesuit school as a youngster. And then he, in a prayer experience, had the urging to join the Society of Jesus. And he joined as a Jesuit brother. And for most of his career, he spent at our college in Mallorca tending the door, being a porter, which means he was the one in charge of, if there's any messages for one of the Jesuits in the community or a visitor, you'd have to fetch that person. So he was in charge of administrating kind of those messages and kind of coordinating kind of the movements of the community. He did that for many years, but his holiness really touched a lot of people in just his simple tasks every day. Being attentive, being hospitable, especially Saint Peter Claver, who he encouraged to go to the missions. And Peter Claver, as you know, was the patron saint of taking care of slaves during that particular time period in Latin America. But just that simple day-to-day attentiveness to detail doesn't seem to be very important. But last century, a century ago, Gerard Manley Hopkins, the famous Jesuit poet from England and Ireland, wrote a poem about him, which I'd like to recite to you. Honor is flashed off exploit, so we say, and those strokes once that gashed flesh or galled shield should tongue that time now, trumpet now that field, and on the fighter forge his glorious day. On Christ they do, and on the martyr may, but be the war within, the brand we wield, unseen, the rogue breast, not outward steeled. Earth hears no hurdle then from fiercest fray, yet God, that hews mountain and continent, earth all out, who with trickling increment veins violets and tall trees makes more and more, could crowd career with conquest, while there went those years and years by, a world without event, that in Mallorca Alfonso watched the door. The poem touches me, that certainly we think of the glorious things, the great well-known things that people have done, and yet Alfonso Rodriguez, by being attentive to daily events, the daily needs of people around him, forged his own kind of greatness, not from battle, not from major decisions, but just being hospitable. And that is a lesson for all of us, to pay attention to those people who we meet each day. The little things are the building stones of what is great. Thank you very much.